In late '79, just over 30 years ago, Doc and his brother BJ approached me and said, had some initial discussions with the owner of the Atlanta Flames, Tom Cousins, and we'd like you to join us, and we'd like to bring an NHL team to Calgary. I said, you bet, count me in. So we did that. A real estate developer from Vancouver kind of upset our goals for a while. His name was Nelson Scalbania. You may have heard that name. What happened is we had a deal pretty well done at $14 million to buy the Atlanta, and Atlanta had the right to move the franchise without league approval. That was a special concession they got when they became an expansion team. So we were that close, and Doc was doing the negotiating, and I was there as part of it. All of a sudden, Nelson heard about it, went down and offered him $16 million. Made a deal with Molson's to sell the TV rights for 10 years for $6 million, and gave him the money to make the down payment, and we were gone. And that was a sad day. I'll never forget it, because we had a number of objectives. One of them was to put money back into amateur sport, particularly hockey, grassroots hockey. And all of a sudden we thought our dreams are gone. We've been working closely with Premier Lougheed, because you may recall Calgary was competing for the Olympics, the '88 Olympics, and one of the important things was to have a building that would, for the winter events, the ice skating and hockey. And we were a logical part of that, because we were the long-term tenant for it to make economic sense beyond the Olympics. I think Nelson Scalbania pretty quickly realized that he was a bit offside, and he invited us back. Well, I went to the meeting, and he offered us come back in essentially for half interest. He promoted us a little bit. We paid a bit of a price for that, and so we did that. And Nelson was a partner for about a year and a half, and we bought him out. And so we ended up where we intended to be right from the start, but it cost us some more money and took some time. Doc Seaman, a couple of points. Doc Seaman should get the major credit for the idea of bringing a National Hockey League team here. Sure, I was part of it. Doc and I were lifetime friends, and he's one of my closest friends, but it's really his idea. And it was also his idea to put money back into what we call grassroots hockey. And the reason for that was, first of all, we loved the game. Secondly, we had a sense that we were falling behind a bit in Canada on some of the fundamentals. You know, the Russians were coming on strong, some of the other European countries, and some of the basics like skating and shooting and so on. So we said, if we can get a team here, we'll put some money into grassroots hockey. And we've done that. We called it Project 75 because it was Alberta's 75th birthday. The toughest time was the year lockout. I don't, claim credit for solving all those things, because I didn't, but I was part of it. I worked hard to do the very best I could to make it better. And I think it's like my own work as a geologist. I think it's important always to give it your best and don't let people down. And at the end of the day, you're going to feel better about yourself and maybe say, look, I did something that maybe something special, that maybe somebody else couldn't have done it, that particular thing quite as well. So being in the Alberta Sports Hall of Fame was kind of a nice way to cap all of that. And here in this province that I chose to come and make my living, raise my family, recognized me in that way. Had a very special meaning.